May the peace of the Lord be with you all, my dear friends. In this 20th Sunday in Ordinary Time, Jesus in the Gospel tells us, "Do you think that I have come into the world to bring peace? No, I tell you, rather division." What Jesus meant by that? Bringing not peace, but division. My dear friends, peace is not just the absence of war or the absence of troubles or of problems or challenges. No, my dear friends. But peace, according to Jesus, is the result of doing God's will. Because doing God's will, notwithstanding the fact that sometimes it entails suffering and challenges, it brings you the inner peace. When one does the will of the Lord with joy, the result is an overflowing of this peace, because we know that peace is one of the fruit of the Spirit, as we find in the letter of Paul to the Galatians, chapter 5, verse 22. So, my dear friends, this is the peace that Jesus came to give us. The peace of the heart, the peace that is the result of doing God's will. But when one knows God's will for himself and he does not conform to it, he remains all his life with that guilt feelings, that he had that particular calling, but he did not conform to it, because God's calling brings us peace, my dear friends. Yes, it brings us great challenges and also sufferings, but my dear friends, it brings us great peace. So, this is the peace that Jesus came to give us in this world, my dear friends. And so we must part from our own will to do God's will, which brings us so much joy. I remember very well when I was leading a vocational group, there was a Franciscan sister who shared with us her vocational experience. Immediately after her experience, there was a woman, a married woman with 2 children, who told us that she always felt that great desire to become a nun. But when she shared this desire with her friends, they laughed at her and they discouraged her. And so she got married. But still, she remembers, she feels that she was supposed to be a nun. And every time that she saw a nun, she felt that nudge in her soul, saying that you had to be a nun, a sister. Yes, my dear friends, we must have the courage, the guts to do God's will. And that will give us much peace and so much joy, both of which are fruits of the Spirit. Greetings from this locality called Asri on the island of Gozo, from this basilica dedicated to Our Lady of Patronage. May our Lord bless you and keep you in His loving and tender embrace all the days of your life, my dear friends. Bye-bye. May God bless you. Take care.